Hey guys, what is up? Butcher here, and today I'm doing a tutorial for my Santa in Minecraft command block creation. So first off, I just like to say that I have a bit of a sore throat right now, so my voice sounds a little bit odd. And also, if you haven't watched my first video actually showcasing this, go watch it. It'll explain some things, but just in case you haven't noticed or haven't watched it, you basically go to sleep. Sorry for the large chat, but I was doing some stuff. So then if you wake up, you will find a cool present with some sound effects and some particles, and what do you know, there's an iron sword, a beacon, a diamond, and all sorts of cool stuff. And yeah, so that's basically how it works. And I'd like to give credit where credit is due. The whole mechanism that tests for when you're sleeping was made by the YouTube user that goes by this name. I'm sorry, I can't like pronounce it. I don't know. It seems, I don't know how you would pronounce that. Avoid or whatever. But anyways, I'll put a link to this guy's channel in the description. So yeah, let's actually get ready. Sorry, there's my sore throat. Let's jump right into it. Alright, so the first thing you want to do is type in your chat scoreboard. Alright, scoreboard, objectives, add. Now for instance, I called this scoreboard sleep to just make it kind of simple, but you can name this technically whatever you want, but you have to remember to type this in when you write the scoreboard. So if you want to follow me, just name it sleep, and then you want to put dummy at the end. Now it's gonna, for me, it's gonna say the objective with the name sleep already exists because that's what I've already put it there, but for you it will say added a scoreboard objective or something like that. Now what you want to do first is here, I'm just gonna grab these two command blocks. So what this is going to be is this is going to be a fill clock. So what this is going to do is basically make if you see these redstone blocks here, they break so fast, and when you break them they replace so fast that you can't even really see them gone. But that's because they're being placed there's being placed redstone blocks 20 times a second or something like that. And that's essentially making these command blocks activate really fast, so that if something like happens, then you can it'll happen. It'll go fast. So yeah. So essentially, you want to place this first command block, and what this is going to be is you're going to type fill tilde on the space, or just if you want to copy this command, you can pause the video and make this go to air, and yeah, that's how it works. And then you want to go place a block here, and then you want to put the other command block up here. And if you want to just pause the video, take a look at this. This is essentially just gonna fill it with redstone blocks, or this one's gonna fill it with air. So if I just grab a redstone block, and then if you put it on this command block, it'll activate, and it will essentially be 3 redstone blocks. Oops, going out, and you can break them, and they'll replace infinitely. So yeah. Anyways, if I just clear my inventory. Let's go grab which command block should I start with? Okay. Yeah, alright, this one. So, then you're going to put this command block up here. What this basically does is, every time it detects one player sleeping, or you can just pause the video, by the way, to take a look at this. It'll add one point, or I don't know what they're called, 1 point to the scoreboard objective of sleep, and that will happen every time that they find one player sleeping. So yeah, then it's just gonna loop that infinity. Actually, right here, if I just to help you guys see this, I'm gonna put the scoreboard on the side. Sleep. Oh, yep. Sidebar. I forgot. So now you can see if I'm just here, I'm just gonna deactivate this one right now. So now it's broken. Or I'll just break these. So now if I go in here, you'll see that when I sleep, oh, I can only sleep at night. Okay. All right. It'll just keep the sleep will just keep going up infinitely. And what we do is we want to track the amount. All right, here, let me just reset. Scoreboard. Now you know what? It doesn't matter now, does it? Okay. So then what we want to do, it just essentially just keeps going up whenever you're sleeping, but we want to be able to track that. So if we just grab this command block here, this command block will so this command block is actually useful for when you only want to have one player. So it's whatever, it doesn't make sense. Okay. So what you want to do is just if you want to pause this video and copy this command, this will set the time this will turn this back to day when you sleep. And yeah. So once you have that command block done, now we need to get another command block. What this does is it'll reset the oops, shoot, I changed that. Okay. Now let me just grab this command block. Then you want to put this command block here, and what this does is when it says when no players are sleeping, it'll set the score to 0 so that it resets. If you saw here, let me just go show you. If I sleep here, it'll go up, but if I go out, it'll go back to 0 without it turning to day. So essentially, that is the last part that wasn't featured in this guy's video, but these 4 command blocks were all made by me. So what this one does is alright, sorry. What this one does is it tests for the sleeping score to be 98. That's the number that you need. I test it. If it goes any higher, it won't work, and if it goes any lower, it won't be accurate. So 98 is the number that you want. And essentially, this is just gonna test to see when the score is, and for when you're sleeping, anyways. And so you can just pause the video and take a look at this and all that stuff. And then what you want to do is you want to grab a comparator and a repeater. You want to put a comparator out of this one, out of this command block, and then you want to put a repeater out. Oops, don't want that. You want to put a repeater right there. Now this command block is going to be the one that spawns the chest. This is a really long command, so I'm just gonna kind of scroll through it, and it should it's essentially what it does is it spawns a chest anywhere. It spawns a chest somewhere, and I'm gonna go more in depth with how to use this command later, but right now I'm just scrolling through it, so you can type it in, and then I'll tell you how to change it and alter it to your liking. But essentially that's what's gonna make the chest. I'm sorry, this sore throat sucks. Okay. Now this command block, Now this command block, what this does is it plays the sound of when the chest spawns. Or here, if I just go over here, oops, okay. And so when you go to sleep, you'll hear a sound, or actually, yeah, you'll hear a sound, and that's the sound that it's making. And so right now we don't have the chest set up, so it's just gonna be here. But essentially, this is how it works. But yeah, we're gonna make it work better later. Okay, so then you want to then this is the particle command. This basically makes by the way, these two commands right here, this command block and this command block, are completely optional, but they just kind of look cool. So essentially what this is particle, happyVillager. I'm sorry, all these numbers, and what that does is it plays the effect, and it's all cool and stuff. So now we're gonna get into the nitty gritty of, or no, we'll do that later. So essentially how this works is you can leave these numbers as is, but these numbers you need to change depending on where what coordinates you're at, where you want the sound to play. You can find your coordinates by doing F3. So for instance, you can do if I could do one, I would put in the coordinates if I wanted it to play. If I wanted the sound to play right where I'm standing, I would input 1005, 56, 5 into these spots, and then the same would be for that play sound for the iron golem. And yeah, that's how that works. Oops. Okay, and now we need to get into the nitty gritty of this command. All right. Okay. All right. So essentially, for now we're gonna leave this section of this section of the thing alone, and now we're gonna focus on this part. So starting after starting after this tilde, or no, not tilde. Starting after this bracket, we're gonna start inputting the items that are gonna be in the chest. So what I have in the second slot, because slot 0 is technically the first slot, I just have it out of order. I have a beacon, and so it's essentially this bracket is saying the ID of the item, and I have Minecraft beacon, and because that's the ID of a beacon, and that will go in slot 2, because like I said, slot 1 is slot 0 in the code, and then a count is how many the quantity of that item that you want. So I put 1. So there's gonna be 1 beacon inside, and then I have ID Minecraft Iron Sword slot 0, which is the first slot, and then I have 1 iron sword. And when you end off your brackets, then just put a comma between, and then you can do another item. So then I do ID Minecraft Diamond slot 2, count 64, and then that's when I end off all the brackets with this. I will have the entire command in the description, so you can just kind of copy it down and change it however you like. Now, essentially, the way to work these tildes is this represents your x coordinate, this represents your y coordinate, and this represents your z coordinate. You're essentially just saying that for this this tilde is essentially, if you were just to remove all these numbers, it would basically place the FallingSand exactly where the command block is, but you don't want that, because then it would just replace the command block. So what you're doing is you're saying in coordinate sense, you want to do -4 away from in your x coordinate. So if I just find your x coordinate, it's yep, this way. So you wanted to go so if it's going minus, let's say if you want to go, if it's at 10 and -4, it would go to -6. So and then the same would be for the y coordinates and the z coordinates, and essentially you want to just alter that to make it fit where you want your present to be placed. And yeah, that's pretty much actually how it works. Sorry if this is a little bit confusing, or my voice was a little bit odd, but anyways, I did the best I can, and I hope you guys enjoy this. I'll have all the commands in the description if I didn't do a good enough job of showing them to you. But yeah, I'll see you guys all in the next video. Merry Christmas to everybody who celebrates, or Happy Holidays, and I'll see you guys all in the next video. Bye.